next guitar workshop for Christ the Lord for Marianne Carroll's November 14th Sunday lineup. This particular song has a lot of chords that you really don't need to do, or you need to really go through and highlight the unnecessaries. So on this one, right off the bat, if you listen to the very first video, you'll remember that you don't normally have to play any kind of fraction looking chord. If you can see my cursor, you can see I'm hovering over that G/B, and you don't really have to play any sevenths. They're not 100% necessary. So if you see a 7, you can usually ignore that. But this song has what's called a major 7th, which is different than a 7th. A major 7th, sometimes you have to play those. So the first thing I'm going to show you in this song is what is a D major 7th. So you know a D is like this. A D major 7th would be flattening your index finger across all 3 bottom strings. So that's D major 7th. So you're going to, so that's D major 7th. But there's also in this song a G major 7th. G major 7th chords are hard to play for guitarists. You have to completely switch your fingers around to go like that. And so the trick is you can play a G major 7th, just leave the bottom string. Don't play the bottom string. Just stop right there and you can get away with it. Same with like if you want to play, well actually we'll just leave it at that. So G major 7th, instead of contorting your hand to be like that, just play a G and don't play the bottom string. So it's going to sound like that instead of that. Okay? And in this one, you'll see on my screen I have a hot pink E minor 7th, and the reason for that is that's a quick chord change. You don't even need to do it. So I took that one out completely. These other ones are necessary. You see the green bar that says A sus4 and A. Again, I'm gonna replace that with just A, because the sus in that case is not necessary. And then see if I can scroll this down a little bit. I can't scroll the music down at all for this particular video, but on the bottom line, and let me see if I can do it. So on the bottom of the line of the music, you'll see D major 7th again. That's the one where you flatten your finger across the 3 strings on the bottom. G over D, I've only highlighted the G because that's all you're going to play. This particular D sus in this song, I actually would recommend you do play it if you do know how to play it. And the way to play a D sus in this song is don't play the first string. So just instead of playing your D like that, just play the strings without this one. So play all the strings except the first string. Or if you do know what a D sus is, that's if you put your pinky down. If you do want to play the D sus4, it is playing a D chord and adding your pinky finger directly underneath your ring finger on the first string. I'll show you what I mean by that. So if you can see my hands here, here's a D. A D sus would be adding your pinky finger in the 3rd fret directly underneath your ring finger. And the only reason why I'm saying it's kind of okay in this song to add that is because it's held out for a full measure in this song, and I think people will notice it if you play it as a normal D. So you can either do the trick of just not playing the last note, strumming everything but the last string, or you can learn the D sus and add your pinky. I'm getting a call. That is a robocall. Okay. So, hope that does not confuse you. I got to zoom out of the music again so you can see it better. Okay, give me a second. So I've gone through all the music, and anytime you see a fractionated chord, I'm not having you play it because, like I said, those fractions, the thing that comes after the slash, that's a bass note, and you usually have to contort your hand like a classical guitarist to be able to play those. So I've highlighted where you're going to be playing. I'm going to make that blue. Anytime you see blue, don't play the first string, okay? And I think that's the simplest way I can put it. Again, I'll send this PDF to you, and we'll go ahead and we'll play it with the YouTube video music. The guy who I have in the YouTube channel, he's a very, very good guitarist, and you'll see him do his fingers like this. He's doing all the fancy stuff. That stuff's hard to do, so just do the simple stuff so that in the simplicity you sound better. I'm going to try to put my video over here and the music over to the right because that way you can see my fingers on the guitar a little bit better. Okay, here we go. He plays the long intro. D major 7.
Yearning for the coming light, in his rising hope awaking, love has come to steal the night.
Now don't play the last string. No last string. No E minor 7. Let's see if I can scroll the music. Barely see it. Okay, so that's one time through, and if I don't know if you noticed, but all those simplified chords where you're just playing the top note, the G, the A, the G, the G, the A, you know, all those things, or not playing the bottom string on the blue ones and not playing that hot pink one at all, that all sounded great, and it was a whole lot easier than jumping around all over the place trying to hit all those bass notes and funky strings and hitting that E minor 7th for just a split second. So we'll just do it with you. Dun. I don't really know the song by heart, so it's dun, 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 dun. And then no bottom string. No bottom string. No E minor 7th. Let me scroll down the music so you can see the next line. On the morning rising. Morning rising, now facing. And then the next is there's no vocals. So the D major 7th, the G with, and then the D sus. You can either play your D sus or you can play the D without hitting the last string. Okay, so it's very, 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 very simple, and hopefully this makes sense for you, and a few times through I think you'll get it. Just getting rid of those fraction chords alone, those bass note chords, that ought to help you greatly, and you see that you have to change chords a third of the time that you had to if you didn't go through and simplify this music. Okay? Thank you.